Yes, hello, welcome to video number 75. This video is on adding or subtracting algebraic fractions, and the keyword I've got for you is algebraic. When something is algebraic, it is written with numbers and letters in it, alright? So this is really tricky topic, really tricky topic, but it is just the fraction rules of addition and subtraction. And that is what you need to be aware of. So if you haven't watched that video in the number section, adding or subtracting normal fractions, then please do go and watch that one before you watch this algebraic fractions one. So you've got to make sure the denominator is the same. It might involve doing nothing, might involve multiplying one fraction, might involve multiplying both fractions to make sure the denominators are the same. When the denominators are the same, you can add the tops or subtract the tops. The bottom will stay the same, and then you might be required to simplify and then possibly solve. Okay, so we'll use this method to answer the questions that we've got here in this on this slide. Now, this first one looks nice and easy, just got to be careful. Bottom numbers are different. Let's multiply this one by 5 and this one by 4. Okay, that would give us, and I'll do it in this way, you can do it a different way, but we'll get 20 on the bottom for both of those. There's our common denominator. So this one's got to be multiplied by 5, so that's 5x. This one's got to be multiplied by 4, so that's 4x. And then 5x plus 4x is 9x. Okay, all of that, bottom number stays the same, is out of 20. So that's a pretty simple one. You'd be lucky if you got that these days. Now in B, we could cancel some things to start off with because everything's got a C in it, but we'll just leave it until the end. We'll see what we end up with. Just noticing that if we just multiplied that second one there, that second fraction, by 4, then we'd get a common denominator, wouldn't we? So that means that we could write it as 6c squared over 4c plus 32c over 4c. Okay, just made the bottom number the same now. So I'm just going to go down here and just show you that what we get, we can have that as our common denominator there. Add these two terms, and remember you're not allowed to collect them together because that's a c squared and that's a c term, so they're slightly different. So therefore it's 6c squared plus 32c's. Right, but what I do notice here is you're able to continue to simplify that a little bit. You can take a factor of 2 out of each of these numbers and a factor of c out of each of these numbers, which means these two c's will disappear. This c squared will become just a c, and then these numbers will be half of what they are. So that's 3c plus 16 all over 2. Okay, right. Now on to some big boy stuff. This one is question 2. Express as a single fraction and simplify if possible. Right, this one's not so bad. We've got these two here, which we can just multiply together, x plus 2 over x plus 1. Alright, that is then, so multiply the bottom numbers together, we've got common denominators. If we then multiply the top left by bottom right, because we've done that to the bottoms, this is what we have to do next. This top left by bottom right gives us 15, and then x plus 1, and then plus on top, because it's a plus, it's an adding fractions question, 5 multiplied by x plus 2. Close that bracket. Right, I'm going to go down here. I'm just going to ignore B for a minute, right? Pretend that one's not there, and we'll just go down the page, do our working out, right? So what we'd then get is we'd get 15x plus 15 plus 5x plus 10. Multiplying out the brackets that are on the top, all over x plus 2, x plus 1 in their double brackets. Keep everything in the double brackets. Collect everything that's on the top there, so 15x plus 5x is 20x, 15 plus 10 plus 25, and then all over x plus 2 and x plus 1. And then what we do is just factorise at the end there. So we're going to go 5 comes out, 4x plus 5 goes in, and it's all over what we decided it was all over right at the beginning. So that's not too painful. All right, it's a few steps and we've got there, and we've added those fractions. Okay, now this, get rid of that so I can do the working out for the next one. Just got to be a lot more careful when we've got subtractions. Okay, I think you can follow that nicely when we're adding, but when we're subtracting, it's a little bit more, got to be more careful. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to multiply the bottom numbers. I'm just going to section that up again. There we go. So the bottom numbers will give us 2x plus 1 and x minus 1 if we multiplied them together. Then we have to multiply the top left by bottom right. So that's going to give us x plus 3 in its brackets and x minus 1. Minus this time, this multiplied by this, top right by bottom left. So x minus 2 and then 2x plus 1. Alright, now my favourite way to look at this, it's not the only way you can look at it, but my favourite way is to multiply all of this out, because we know on the top we're going to have to collect some things together to simplify it all. Multiply this one out, right? You could use your double grid for it to do that, because it's multiplying double brackets, but we can do it without, because we're getting good at it now. So x times x, x squared, 3x minus 1x plus 2x, and then 3 minus 3. That's what that double bracket expression is. Minus, right, now all of that is going to open a bracket again, because everything in here is going to turn into, oh, it's going to change the sign, all right, in front of this, multiplying these double brackets out. So x multiplied by 2x, 2x squared. Then we've got minus 2 multiplied by 2x and minus 4x, plus 1x and minus 3x. And then minus 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Okay, but like I said, everything in that bracket is going to change sign because of that negative that's in front of it here. And that's the bit you need to be really careful of. So that will become minus 2x squared. Right? Oops. That will become positive 3x, and that will become positive 2. Alright? I've done this in a different video. If you don't understand what I'm doing, please do go and watch the multiplying out your brackets videos. Alright, watching all of those will help you understand what I've done there. Now, collect together everything that we can. All of that is still all over what we said it was all over at the beginning, and that will be at the end as well. Okay, so now we can get our final answer. X squared minus 2x squared is minus x squared. 2x plus 3x is plus 5x, and then minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Alright, nothing more we can do with that, and that's still all over what I said it would all be over, what we got at the beginning. Alright, and that is a pretty tricky question. Move myself over. Let's look at this last one. This one we have to solve. Alright, so first of all we've got to deal with the fact we're subtracting some algebraic fractions here. It's all equal to something. Alright, we can ignore what it's equal to at the moment and just deal with the bit that we've just learned how to do. So let's make the common denominators using the same method as what I just did in the previous two questions. Okay, 3 multiplied by that is going to be 3 lots of that. And then 5 multiplied by that is going to be 5 lots of that, but it's negative in the middle, so it's minus 5 lots of 5x minus 3. All of that equals 4, but we can ignore the fact it equals 4 at the moment. Now we need to, close bracket. We need to multiply everything out, collect things together that we can collect together, and then multiply out what's on the bottom as well, because we're solving this and we've got to do something to the bottom in a minute. Right, so that's going to give us 9x minus 15. Minus 25x plus 15, because two negatives will make a positive when you multiply them together, all over, and I'm going to multiply this out as well, so that's going to be 15x squared. Could use your double brackets again if you, your double bracket method grid, you know what I'm talking about. 15x squared minus 9x minus 25x minus 34x, and then plus 15. Okay, all of that equals 4. Now I'm going to collect together everything on the top here. 9x minus 25x is minus 16x, and minus 15 plus 15 cancels out. So we've got minus 16x is the only thing that's left on the top. And all of that is over 15x squared minus 34x plus 15, all equals 4 still. So all I've done is just collect together stuff on the top there. I'm going to go up here with my workings, and you'll see where I'm going now. Right. Multiply by 15x squared minus 34x plus 15. Multiply by this, right, and it gets rid of it. So think of it as in its long brackets here, in its brackets, it now becomes a term, and we multiply by that term to get rid of that division by that term, right? Which means we have to multiply the other side by it, so we have to do 4 lots of all of this. That's going to leave us with minus 16x on this side, equals 4 multiplied by 15x squared minus 34x plus 15. Okay, and then it's going to be multiplied out. So that's going to be 60x squared minus 136x plus 60. And then all we got to do, because there was only this minus 16 on this side, is add 16x to both sides. Leaves us with nothing, because this is a quadratic and you want to solve a quadratic by making it equal to 0. Again, watch a video if you need to on that. This is a slightly more complicated version of this. So that's going to give us 60x squared minus 120x plus 60, which is a lot nicer because each one of these terms here will divide through by 60, which will give us 0 equals 1x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay, now the factors of 1 are just 1 and 1 times 1. So the brackets that we're going to get here, if we factorize this, we're going to have x minus, because two minuses will make a plus if we multiply, and we want to make an add, we want to add them to make a minus 2, be a 1 and a 1, right? So minus 1 minus another 1 is minus 2, minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 is positive 1. There's actually only one solution to this one, which is a rarity, so therefore x is equal to 1, right? And that is just factorizing quadratics. Okay, there's our final answer. We have found the answer to this problem. All right, it takes an awfully long time, doesn't it? I do hope you've understood what I've done there, and if you haven't, rewind it, watch it again. You'll see that I'm just piecing together my knowledge of everything that I know so far about GCSE algebra. All right, this is sort of grade 9, I'd say, this question here. This and this, questions 1 and 2 would be sort of grade 8 area, but this again is your sort of grade 9 distinguishing question. If you can answer a problem like this and you can get to the end and you feel pretty confident, you should be getting grade 9s, guys. That's what you should be getting if you can do questions like this. All right, so keep practicing, keep building that confidence. Share, like, subscribe, click the link in the description, all the same things that I say after every video. Go check out the Core Learning Network channel on YouTube. You'll find science videos on there as well from Conspiracy Cats, AB Science and Sciman Dan. I'm Bear Maths. That is who I am, as you well know, because you've been watching my videos now, hopefully for a little while. And hopefully you watch another one. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, look after yourselves and each other. Goodbye.